Hi, welcome to the pregnancy vlog part 2 for nearly 10 weeks pregnant. So I just went over the birth plans and stuff like that and how I'm feeling. So what we're doing, of course, I talked about the unassisted birth plan, and that's what we're doing, and I feel it's the safest. If you disagree, that's fine, you can, and it can be different, but I do not want comments about terrible, awful experience that people have had in childbirth and how necessary it is to go to the hospital and stuff like that, okay? If you do, I'm just going to delete it, so please don't, okay? Alright, so the next part, let me just fix this.
Okay.
There, that's better. I will talk about one other thing that's been on my mind. Now, I did have a little bit of a concern with finances because, well, my husband he's got a good job. He's a programmer for a wedding company, and they're doing very well, so that's great. But, I mean, it's enough to live, to get by, but with student debt, like, we're so living paycheck to paycheck, and if anything comes up, like, we get into further debt, and I'm tired of living that way. I don't want to wait till the student debt is finished. Rebecca, can you please stop that? Can you please move so it doesn't do that? Okay, this should work better. So I don't want to wait till student debt is gone to be more secure. I want to be secure now. Plus, there's no way with the student debt. And we don't have tons of debt. You know, my husband would go to be a doctor or something, but it's still there. I don't think we could comfortably afford a van. And this is baby number 4, so we're definitely going to need a van. If we have a van, we'd have to get rid of our car. I don't want to get rid of our car because most of the use is my husband going to work. So I really don't want to use the van and pay all that gas when gas is so high, when that's not necessary. I'd rather have a car for him to take to work and the van for when we go out as a family. That is a lot more practical and makes more sense. But we probably can't afford 2 very comfortably. We'd be stressed out all the time and worried about money. So I've kind of looked at the different options. I've decided, you know what, I'm tired of living this way, and but I'm not going to go back to work. I'm not working full-time. I'm dedicated to my kids, and I'm dedicated to be full-time. And I know some people will say, well, you can be dedicated as a full-time outside working person, but I don't feel that I can do that to my kids. I don't feel that's giving my best to my children or best start in their life, in our family. So I'm staying a stay-at-home mom, and I'm going to look for something to work from home starting in January. And I've done things before, so people that know me are going to be like, oh, well, you did things and it didn't last or whatever. But I didn't have this motivation. And in fact, I was so worried about my husband. When I started to really do well, my husband, well, there's 2 things. I was worried that my husband would feel bad that he's supposed to be the breadwinner and I'm making as much or more than him. And, you know, I kind of felt bad about that. I don't want him to feel bad or feel like he's a failure or anything like that. And the other thing that was very strong was somebody once said to me a while ago, oh, you can never be successful because your voice is too soft and nobody will take you seriously. You look like you just came out of high school and blah, blah, blah. But I took it to heart. That's something that I've always looked, well, not always, but I've looked younger than I am. You probably think I'm like 18 years old or something. I am 28, and I'm proud to look young, and I'm proud that I sound young. And my sister, I have 8 other brothers and sisters in my family, and none of them look as young as I do. They all look older, and it's not that there's anything wrong with them, but I am the only one that really invests in my health, and I think that's important, you know. But I took that to heart, and if you don't believe that you'll succeed, you can't. And I've learned that through experience. No matter how much you believe in what you're doing, if you don't believe in yourself, it's not going to last very long. Something's going to happen. It's not going to work in the end. And now I'm very strong-minded. I have a strong head and a strong heart. And I feel that it doesn't matter what your talents are, Doesn't matter if my voice is soft. I try my best to talk louder, which I am, if you haven't noticed. But that's something I cannot change too much. I cannot change the way I look. I cannot change my voice. But I don't care. I'm going to prove that you can do what you want no matter what. And as long as you believe in yourself and in what you're doing, so many people have proved it, so I'm going to prove it too. And I have a very strong motivation. I really am tired of living paycheck to paycheck, and I want it to stop. And I don't want to say, oh, I can't afford to have another child when I really want to. So I'm definitely going to be doing that. So anyway, let's do the reason I'm talking about that is because I'm going to be doing this in my pregnancy, and I'm not going to be talking too much about that in the pregnancy, but you'll probably see here and there, go, oh, look, we finally got our van, or, stuff like that. So I'm going to show my belly and do my weight. Let's do that before my time runs out. Alright, so I'm at 10 weeks. I've probably been losing weight, so I haven't been eating much, but there's a little belly. Alright, just a little something. I mean, I'm so early, but it's popping a little bit. I am on my 4th child, so I will show a little bit. Now let's do my weight.
I'll turn the light for you, Mama.
Sure. Okay. Now, I weighed myself a week ago and I was 113 pounds, which is a 6-pound loss. So we'll see what's happening now. Gained a little bit, 115.6. Great, awesome. So, I will see you next week. I'll be doing this every week that I can. Merry Christmas to everybody. Adios.